All right, here we go. We are live over on YouTube and on TikTok. So hopefully everybody watching this, gets to enjoy on either platform. As I always tell a lot of my viewers, you guys might want to watch over on YouTube. Everyone here watching, whether it be on TikTok or YouTube, between the two, they always tell me that they enjoy the show a lot more over on YouTube. But anyways, we're gonna get right into it. Today we have a few things I want to talk about. The first one being the apology, non-apology that a lot of people feel Will Smith did mainly for show. The next thing we're going to talk about is the drama that is brewing between Aunt Karen and Ms. Jones, which for a lot of you guys that don't know this, Ms. Jones is the Modern Warrior's girlfriend, or one of Modern Warrior's girlfriend. I don't know if it's like exclusive, not exclusive. I mean, as many of us know, the guy is into poly relationships, right? So I don't know the exclusivity there. And then finally, we're gonna get into something that's been on my FYP like the whole week, that I'm interested only because I'm seeing a lot of different perspectives, and that is the Kiss essay allegations that Bad Bunny, if you guys don't know who that is, like a rapper or whatever, is involved in. Again, there's a lot to unpack there, but we are going to get first into the Will Smith stuff, and for that I'm going to turn over here on TikTok over to a video that I want you guys to watch. Again, if you're watching this on TikTok, you guys are more than welcome to head over to YouTube and enjoy the show there. Everybody tells me that the show is a lot more comfortable to watch over on YouTube. So I'm live on both, on TikTok and over on YouTube. So let's get into the show, and for that, you guys over on TikTok, I'm going to turn you guys around. And I apologize, by the way, ahead of time. I have a German Shepherd in the background, and he loves to get very vocal when it's like right at the time for my show. But anyways, let's get right into the controversy that is the whole Will Smith thing. So definitely have some stuff to talk about there, but let me turn you guys around. Let's see here. So supposedly it's under settings. Here we go. So flip the camera. Here we go. So let's first watch this reminder of, before we get into the whole issues that is Will Smith. So let's go into that first. Here we go. So you guys might have remember seeing this, right? A couple months ago. What is it? It's like 4 or 5 months ago at this point.
Hardest job tonight. Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Boom.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
All right. So again, everyone has seen that at this point, right? Everybody has seen the moment where Will Smith, as many would say, really, came out of his shell or underneath Jada's skirt and decided, I'm going to stand up for my wife. Now, I think everybody's going to be all over the place, right? When it comes to this whole fiasco, right? And it's a man standing up for his wife. No, it's a damn bully that is bullying a much smaller man, that is obviously nowhere near as athletic as Will Smith. So that, depending on where you are is how you're gonna take the apology that he just did, right? So let me guys know if you guys have seen that apology. By the way, again, I like to say this over and over. If you guys are watching this on TikTok, I know some of you guys just love the application. But everybody says that it's a much better show that I'm giving over on YouTube. It's live on both, but just because of the way I'm showing the videos, until I get like live access from my PC, I can do the same transitions. But anyways, let's get back to the whole Will Smith thing. So what is it, like a couple days ago, Will Smith comes out with an apology, right? He comes out and it's very staged, and if you guys haven't seen it, we're gonna see it right now, right? So this is what Will Smith decided to come out with. Again, it's like 2-3 days ago, whatever. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but at least it feels like it was 2-3 days ago. So let's watch that right now before we continue with the rest of the commentary. So here is his apology, non-apology.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults.
All right, so that was that, right? And for those of you guys watching over on TikTok, I will get to the rest of the stuff. I know you guys are not seeing the same graphic that I have for everybody over on YouTube, but I do have on the slate for today to talk about the Miss Jones controversy with Aunt Karen and stuff like that. So I will get to that as well, because I know that's what the vast majority of you guys are probably here for. And then after that, I do want to talk about like the whole Bad Bunny, you know, kiss not kiss essay stuff. So I'm just catching everybody over on TikTok so you guys know kind of what's going on in the show. For everyone else on YouTube, so what we just watched, right, is probably the only video out of the rest of them that I think has anything of meaning, right? I'm going to play the other two videos, but the first, you know, in this first video we're seeing right now, he says outright, sorry, right? He tells Chris basically sorry, and it's the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that I've heard him say that out publicly, like, hey, I'm sorry for what happened, like, that, you know, like, kind of like my bad or whatever, right? It's the only time that I've ever heard him say that, and it took him months to say that. And of course, the way I look at it, because this is what he did, he went out and apologized to Chris's mom. I feel like that made the video, in my opinion, a bit more disingenuous, because, you know, he's trying to use like one of those like wild cards, right? It's like the same thing as using kids or something, which he did as well, right? To kind of like apologize or make his apology seem more genuine. But in my opinion, again, it made it seem it just made it more staged. And this whole thing is very, very well staged, right? And I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. I want to show you guys something that I picked up on when I was able to download these videos, not through the TikTok download button, but rather by taking the URL from the TikTok video and then going and using the third-party application to download the video. So the questions that you're seeing supposedly he's answering are actually questions that, while they were asked, they weren't asked in the manner that you saw them there with the little graphic that they put on there. Yeah, somebody said Jada was filming and directing it. Probably, yeah, it feels like that. Somebody else said, how long until the Modern Warrior stuff? I will get to that, guys. Hold on, I will get to. Let me get to the Will stuff thing. So he essentially, or his team rewrote the questions for him, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean by that. You're about to see it right now. So here, let me show you guys there now. So this is the second video, and I want you to pay particular attention to the areas outside of the screen, which is where they try to remove the questions, the actual questions that were asked. So let me get to that right now. Let me show you guys that now.
After Jada rolled her
there, I don't know if you guys saw it, came up for a split second right there, right at the top. Right in the actual YouTube or a TikTok video, you can't really tell, right? It's because I saw it, I screen recorded it. They did the usual tricks of moving the whole thing way out of frame, right? But this is how the questions were asked. But then they try to, rewrite the questions in the bottom again from a PR perspective, right? So this is the second video. I just thought it was really interesting that they did that.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm gonna say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. It happened on Questlove's award, and it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient.
All right. So when it comes to apologies, all right, I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know how you guys are gonna take this. It's really hard for me. Let me know if anybody else agrees with this. It's really hard for me to take any apology coming from someone, specifically someone that's an actor, serious. Like, it's very difficult for me to feel like it's genuine, right? Because I know what they do for a living, right? I know that literally convincing us of anything that they want to convince us of is what they do. And especially when you have actors, even if you don't like his movies, at the caliber of Will Smith, who has had decades of training, right? It's difficult for me to take what he is saying and say, oh wow, yeah, this totally feels genuine, right? So him going out there and again publicly apologizing to Jada, it's like, how many times do you think he already did that behind the scenes? And it's like, man, if anybody didn't walk away from seeing that video of the slap and didn't feel like her little, I don't know what she did, like with her like face, like her facial expression, right, wasn't a nod to what the hell are you gonna do kind of thing with Will Smith, I don't know. I think you're probably lying to yourself, right? The guy has already have had a long history, at least for the last few years, of like public outrages. And if you haven't seen him, Google it. He's like hit paparazzi, and he's just lost his temper and stuff like that. So it's been building up. Not to mention, I mean, he has been humiliated by Jada on that Red Table Talk. I'm sorry, no matter what you tell me, I don't see how anybody that has a good sense of judgment, morals, and values allows for someone else, and again, this is not about him being the husband or her being the wife. It could be the other way around. I would say this to a woman as well. I don't see how anybody with good morals and values for themselves allows to be publicly humiliated in the way that he allowed Jada to humiliate him when she was like, yeah, basically I cheated on you, right? Kind of like throwing it in your face. And for that not to F with you up here. Like, how does it not mess with you up here for someone to say that to hundreds of thousands of people? I mean, let's be real. If someone did it to you right now on the street, like if your significant other did that to you on the street or at a restaurant or something, and did exactly what Jada did, no matter how smooth she said it, tell me you wouldn't feel humiliated, right? So why wouldn't we, theorize that or whatever, that Will Smith is humiliated, has been humiliated, right? Because his wife came out and said, you know what, this is great entertainment, let's put it out to the world. So I think all that has been building up, and when he laughed, everybody saw that, and he probably looked and glanced at her, and she probably gave him an eye, she totally kind of triggered him to go do something about this. But here he's saying, no, she totally didn't. Let's finally watch the last one, which is one of the ones that I think everybody's talking about in terms of it being super staged, because I think this is the one that has the water that that the sun sells or something, there's a brand there, something like that. But check it out.
What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is, I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. All right, I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing, I know it was shocking, but I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
All right. So there's something that stood out to me. Besides, again, if you saw there at the beginning, the original question was at the top. Let me change it for the YouTube viewers here. The original question was at the top, and they rewrote it. Like I already said my piece on that. I thought it was disingenuous as well. But if you caught something there at the beginning, he said, something that he has a psychological trauma about is the fact that he cannot let people down. It's something that I think is also very public, right? That he's like, if I let people down, it kills him. So I think that definitely speaks volumes to him feeling like he was letting Jada down when everybody around her was kind of, laughing at Chris's joke. So if anything, there's more truth in that statement than I think in most of what he said, right? Is that at least he owns up, saying that if he feels he lets people down, right, especially particularly people that he loves, that it fucks with him, right? Messes with him. So if anything, that right there obviously goes to show that the moment he turned over to Jada probably and saw her reaction, he had to react as well. Anyways, I don't buy it. I'm sorry for all the hardcore Will Smith fans. I said at the beginning, I have a hard time feeling like it's a genuine apology, especially when it's so well staged. I mean, look at the videos yourself again. Very well staged, right? I rather see someone in their most natural, on their freaking bed, on their pillow, laying down like this, talking and giving an apology, right? Than in a nice studio set like that. And again, if you go watching back the original videos with water, the sun's water there, kind of also, whatever promotional material. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people feel like this was top-notch apology. I think it's bullshit. I think he definitely, that well is going to run out at one point or another. The royalties are only going to keep him afloat so much. They need to go back to work. He needs to go back to making movies. And this is part of that journey. But for anyone else that says, no, this is great, hey, you do you. But I definitely wanted to share my points on that. Let me know what you guys think down below, or let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But all right, let's move on to what I think, again, the vast majority of you guys are here for, and that is the Aunt Karen and Miss Jones drama. I mean, that's what you want to call. I mean, I think that's what I'm going to call it, right? It's drama. It's the Miss Jones Aunt Karen drama. But before you know, we go into the videos back and forth, we gotta watch kind of where this started from, right? Now, for those of you guys watching over on TikTok, again, it's really hard for me to kind of show you my screen every single time. You know, you guys watching over on YouTube if you guys want, but here's essentially the breakdown of what happened, okay? So some time ago, Modern Warrior, along with another indigenous man, were accused that they were essaying people, or they have some type of harassment history. One of the indigenous men, I don't remember his name anymore, but I think he was a model as well. Like, the receipts came out and it was like 100% legit. Modern Warrior on the other side, Aunt Karen came out and said, hey, this guy is also an essayer because, you know, of what happened with the Wombland saga, right? And she went out and basically called him that, or you know, in so many words, with a little trend video. So that happened, and then she had to walk it back. So let me put on screen one of the creators explains a lot of what's happening very, very well, and that is I Speak, I believe, is the username. I don't follow the guy. I don't really know too much of him, but I have seen him around on TikTok, and this is what he had to say about this the issue before we get into the rest of the video. So check this out.
Not Modern Warrior trying to pit me against a large black woman content creator on this app. Buckle up. Let's talk about it. But before I start, I just got this new Nerf. Well, I've been had it, just ain't opened it yet. And it's time to go goofy hunting. Let's get it. So many of you are familiar with the Wombland saga, right? And if you don't, just ask somebody in the comments. I'm not about to go back through that. However, Aunt Karen had made a very ambiguous and inflammatory video calling him a sex offender. To whereby I personally called her and told her to take that video down, and we have since spoken about that. For months on end, she took and bare the brunt of all of what happens, with taking responsibility for that video, apologizing profusely, as well as holding herself accountable for all of the people that wanted to say something to Lance, but yet he played the back burner. Now, something most recently just happened with her and her daughter at a kinder care. And this is what was said on Fox Soul thereafter.
Say this about me and my daughter.
Agree with Funky on this. Go ahead. Now, I'm going to tell you. Now, let's start from the top. Now, no child deserves to have boo-boo on them, okay? But I did a deep dive into her TikTok and into her social media. She, too, is a Black Trump supporter. But not only is she a Black Trump supporter, she is anti-Black. She is anti-Black woman. So there is a side of me that says, oh, well, that's what you get.
That individual has since deleted their Twitter to escape accountability and being canceled, and then posted a BS apology on Instagram, to whereby I took my video that I posted here. It's under community guideline violation, but I'm gonna beat that, you know, hit it with the Mayweather shoulder. And then I posted it over on my Instagram, and then Lance at 5 o'clock this morning inboxed me the video, and this was the conversation that took place thereafter. So this was the original inbox message that he sent me. So, where is her apology to me for calling me an essayer? And I asked, is this the hill that you're willing to die on today? Metaphorically, of course, because ain't nobody finna die. To whereby this is what was said afterwards. Pause to read. Now, this is where it got real dicey, and I'm gonna read my response. He said that she demanded an apology for being accused of being a Trump supporter, but yet she said with her whole chest that he was a sexual assaulter. I said wrong. She demanded an apology for not just what happened to her, but the justification of abuse to her child. Or did you not read that part? Did you only read the part that made you feel good? And then in summation, what I said was she took weeks trying to repair her platform, bearing the brunt of what she said, as well as all of the people that had something to say about you, but you thought, oh, it was just cool to sit back and wait till the heat died down to come on back to TikTok. And here it is, better for you to read. But I find it oddly ironic, as I used to be a supporter of yours in the education that you brought forth. That you went from, hey, colonizer, to utilizing the exact tactics of the colonizer. Because for what other reason did you...
So that's pretty much it when it comes to, like, you know, what that video is about with I Speak. So let me say something that I do agree with I Speak on. And I think for any of you guys that have been watching me for a while, you'll know this about me. I do not like making videos feeling uneasy of the facts, or doing videos period without bringing something to back up my claims, right? So whoever the hell that other people were accusing on Karen of like being a Trump supporter or like being anti-black, while I don't agree with the vast majority of on Karen's content, I will say that it was complete bullshit for someone to come out and say something like that, when if you know anything about on Karen, she is literally the antithesis of that, right? She's totally for black, which is fine. Black creators, that's, I don't, go for it, do you? That's not a bad thing. And she's absolutely not a Trump supporter. But people sometimes like to create content, whether here on TikTok or on YouTube, by just fabricating crap. So that I totally agree. That was out of line, unacceptable. But let's move on to the rest of the stuff, right? Modern Warrior. If you caught that video there, essentially going and telling this guy, I speak, like, hey, like, a way to like pull him, reel him in is the way I took it, right, into his corner by trying to pin her, like he said at the beginning of the video, against on Karen. Like that, how childish, how manipulative is that? I mean, you let me know if you're on here on any of my two lives, whether it be on YouTube or TikTok, and you guys are like, Modern Warrior all the way, right? Or even if you can find yourself to be balanced, how manipulative is that for anyone to do that? Not just Modern Warrior, right? Not him just trying to use something like this, which is you're about to see the video and hear the video of like the disgusting thing that happened to on Karen's daughter. That's just disgusting. That's gross. That is, Jesus Christ, that was just horrible. And you're about to see. I'm gonna show you guys right now. But how like much of a crappy person do you have to be, Lance, to do that? To like the moment you see your adversary or whatever down, this is what you use to attack her and to like try. I mean, if he'd message I speak, how many other creators, I wonder, did he reach out to? Right? It's gross. So anyways, check this out. This was this actually came out in the news. So let me show you guys that video now of what happened to Aunt Karen's daughter. So check it out. Hold on. Let me change the camera here. There we go.
Demeaning and embarrassing. That's how the mom of that little girl sums up what happened here. The teacher responsible is off the job, and there could be more fallout for both her and the daycare center.
Look at this! She's been sitting in feces all day!
Denise Bradley was livid and made sure staffers at KinderCare in Dearborn knew it.
So you telling me she had diapers too? She had diapers too?
She went to pick up her 3-year-old daughter Sophie Monday,
And I smelled something.
only to find out she had an accident and was left in her soiled clothes.
So I lifted up her dress just to see a little bit, maybe, something was there. And that's when I saw that she was covered in feces down the back of her leg. She did not have any underwear on.
Denise stormed back inside where staffers apologized for what happened and told her they could not clean Sophie up because she did not have a change of clothes.
And the issue was she actually did have 3 clean outfits. They just didn't give her anything.
Or bother to call Denise when it happened. KinderCare says the incident does not reflect their values, and the teacher who left Sophie in feces-filled clothes has been fired. But she's not the only one who won't be stepping foot back inside KinderCare.
And that night, I got a message saying that we were banned from the center and from all locations.
KinderCare said in a statement, although we initially hoped to work through this issue and retain Miss Bradley and her daughter, we came to the conclusion that we would be unable to do so after Miss Bradley yelled at center staff and refused to follow our policy of not filming in our centers, a policy designed to protect the privacy of the children in our care.
I made it a point to not record any other children. To have the cameras rolling was for my daughter's protection, my protection, and because they have lied. My behavior that day was out of frustration. Any parent in that situation would want to know what happened.
Denise believes she and her daughter were banned because she posted video of the incident on social media to her 1 million+ followers. She's a social media influencer and activist and is now considering legal action against KinderCare. KinderCare released a statement which reads in part, "The teacher involved in this incident is no longer an employee of KinderCare. We reported this to state licensing and fully support their investigation. We're also taking the extra step on retraining our teachers on how to best support children when a bathroom accident happens." In Dearborn, I'm Randy Wembley, and this is The Edge.
Okay, so I will say this, right? Some of you guys know, if you've been following me long enough, that I'm a father, right? I'm a father of 3, and listen, while I've said publicly, and I said it on this damn live, that I don't agree with a lot of what Denise does, which Denise is on Karen, I will say that when it comes to kids, your children, I would say all bets are off the table. I mean, how many parents out there I know will agree with me, right, when I say that? So for you to be paying X amount of dollars a month, and then for you to come to a daycare, and your child, if you don't know this, by the way, is sitting in, you know, he or she's own feces, that is beyond unacceptable, right? And as you heard there in that video, Aunt Karen wasn't called. Like, the child was just left like there. I saw some conspiracy theories out there, right, on some videos of saying that, you know, the teacher probably knows of Aunt Karen and probably doesn't like her, and maybe it was a type of like retaliation. That's all going to be like BS, you know, theories or whatever. Who knows? If it is, it makes it even worse, right? Because while I've had my beef, my internet beefs, right, with people, and even problems in the real world with some individuals, when it comes to like children, nah, no. Like, you can be my worst enemy, but I'm not gonna get your children in the middle of our beef, of our issues, right? I'm gonna respect your children, your family, you know, and I expect the same back. It's the way I see it, right? My beef is with you. I don't like the whole mentality of tribalism in that sense of like, you know, everybody's gonna go down, like you, your children, like nah. Especially because most beefs are not that serious. Come on, you know, it's usually because we don't like each other because of something stupid. So in this case, you know, with people kind of saying, hey, that maybe that's what it was, that she left a kid, you know, in her own poop because maybe she doesn't like Aunt Karen. You know, Aunt Karen allegedly, okay, makes it well known everywhere she goes that she's like internet famous, right? Again, I have nothing to back that up. I'm just sharing that with you guys because that's what they said. Now, in other videos, you can see that it does hold water, because when Denise goes to pick up the rest of her kids' belonging, right, once they get kicked out, she shows like there's clean clothes there. There's even diapers. So that allegation, you know, or rumor, conspiracy, whatever, that possibly the child was left like that on purpose because there's like, again, a form of like retaliation against Denise on Karen. Again, it kind of holds water because of that. Because as a teacher, right? How many of you guys are here on my lives are teachers or educators or worked as educators or whatever, right? Or in some capacity caregivers. And it, you know what patient, what student, whatever, what kid in your daycare has additional clothing or even medicine and stuff like that, right? It's like sometimes you have like their own cubby, their own locker. And when the teacher decided to leave Aunt Karen's kid sitting in her filth all day, there's something there, right? Again, it's hard to prove because there's nothing out there. There's no video out there of the teacher saying F you, Denise, or anything like that. But again, there might be something there, right? Otherwise, I don't understand it. Otherwise, it's just you suck at your job and you shouldn't be a teacher. Like, why would you do that to a child, right? Like, that's just insane, right? It's not like you don't probably smell it. I mean, it's literally poop for F's sake. Like, how do you not smell the poop? It's, you know, come on. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. On that sense, I'm totally on Karen's side. I think that was effed up. But then, of course, again, as you heard earlier, if you guys are watching this on TikTok Live, go watch YouTube and replay it if you want. That's why I showed you iSpeakeasy's video, because he goes on to explain how the moment something bad happens to one of Lance Sossy's or Modern Warrior's enemies, he takes advantage to want to, like, hey, you want to get on my corner? Like, yeah, you want to come over here because, like, dude, your You're like, what? You're celebrating that something happened to a child? It's somebody sent the comments here on YouTube, like a 3-year-old baby. Like, if she's dude, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you have to be effed up here. Like, there's something has to be wrong up here for you to reach out to the creators and say, hey, get on my side now that my enemy's down. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And by the way, if you guys don't know this, real quick side note, it looks like Modern Warrior now is gonna become like a YouTuber. And I have a theory. I have a little theory about this. Here, let me show you guys over on YouTube. So there's his channel. I don't care if you got like, oh, you're boosting him. It's fine. So he actually did a YouTube channel. He has one video. Now, my theory here is that he did this one video that is, quote, educational, right? To kind of like not start off on the wrong foot with YouTube, right? Everybody knows that if you start off on the wrong foot with YouTube, you're not going to get very far. If TikTok is tough in many ways in terms of their community guidelines, YouTube tends to be a lot more harsh. So I do have that theory there. But I predict this, and everybody watching over here on TikTok Live or on YouTube, you know, the record will show that I have a feeling that no more than 6 months, and I'm really stretching it to be fair, that we won't see some kind of like drama video upload on Modern Warrior's YouTube channel, because he knows that in terms of YouTube, the long form is a lot longer. You can do a lot more edits. You don't have to be as lazy, right? And you can get out of the phone ecosystem and get into the YouTube ecosystem, Premiere Pro, using one of those software editing, you know, on the computer or whatever. So that's what I predict, right? That's going to happen. That's why I think he's starting this YouTube channel. And he's also afraid. I think there is an essence that I don't think a lot of us can deny, that he's probably afraid to lose TikTok, right? Even at his height of 2 million or whatever he lost, or whatever it is at right now, right? So I think that there is something there, but I found that very interesting. But okay, let's move on to Miss Jones, or as I like to say, one of Lance Sosi's girlfriends, right? That is now trying to pick a fight with Karen. Her video confused me. I'm not gonna lie, her video of Miss Jones confused me. It was weird, but let me show you guys what I mean. So let me turn the camera around and let's watch that video now.
TikTok has over 1 billion unique users. Not all users create content, but most do. And there's a few different types of content creators. There's ones who are original, and there's ones who are copycats, clout chasers, coattail riders. It seems like there's people who just build their entire platform off of talking about one particular user. My guy, Modern Warrior. It's so interesting to me. So many people want him canceled, you want him silenced, but you can't stop talking about him. You can't stop posting about him. You can't stop bringing people into your lives to talk about their experiences and their injustices that were caused by Modern Warrior, how they were victimized by Modern Warrior. It's pathetic. But let's address one particular person who's his latest victim. Some young man who worked for the catering company at my dear friend's wedding. And he's got it into his head that because he posted a picture, he sent a picture to Lance's most prolific troll, he feels like he's the victim because his boss fired him. He's blaming Lance for this, blaming me for this. Here's the reality of the situation. I have no idea who his boss is. I don't know the name of the catering company. I don't know their phone number. I don't know their address. I know nothing about this. All I know is the bride of that wedding got wind to the fact that someone from the catering company that she hired took a picture at her event and shared it on the internet. And then she went through the line of communication to the owners of the company, because as a black woman, I think we all know that they wouldn't have given a fuck if I called and said, somebody posted a picture of my boyfriend. They would be like, who the hell are you? I don't care. But money talks. Money is the reason why he got fired from his job, because that's bad for business. So all of you who are making it out to be this victim or making him a child even though he's 19 years old, and Aunt Karen, come on, having him on a live, did you see his page before you had him on there? I'm not saying he's a MAGA person, but his lady is. And I don't think people who are not Trump supporters can be in relationships with people who are Trump supporters. So you're just showing your ass again for white fragility without knowing the whole picture, as if you didn't learn anything. And there's one thing I've learned since being in this relationship with my dearest. He's a bit like the Candyman. If you keep his name out your fucking mouth, no harm will ever come to you. But when you play this stupid game, you'll win a stupid prize.
What? What? Seriously? Like, what? Okay. We got to break that down. Seriously, we got to break that down, right? First of all, she opens up her video. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say here. She opens up her video, right, by saying cult tour writers, and that we can't stop talking about Modern Warrior. Isn't that the same thing you're doing there, Miss Jones? Like, you know, what? Right? You're doing the same thing by riding his coattail, if you may, like what you said, about you know, showing up a whole video, doing a whole, what is it, 3-minute video? Yeah, 3 minutes. Talking about your guy. Right? Isn't that the same thing you're accusing everyone else of doing? Furthermore, I've said this time and time again to endless amount of people. If you're on the internet, I'm on the internet, right? And anyone else watching this, here, you're on the internet, and you make videos like I do. It baffles me every single time when I hear these, you know, intellectuals talk about how much, like, oh, don't talk about me. Lady, your guy has literally come out and said very publicly, I've shown it on numerous videos, that he wants to be spoken about, that he like to stir the pot. Tell me that you guys haven't heard that on your FYPs, right? On TikTok. He has publicly said that, Ms. Jones. So I don't understand what this discourse is that you're saying, like, oh, we're trying to like talk about him, calling him the Candyman. Like, you do know the Candyman was not a good character, right? Are you trying to tell us something? Are you trying to give us like Wombland season 5 ahead of time? Like, somebody said earlier in the comments, like, I wonder what her script was gonna be when they break up. Oh, I'm gonna call it right now. I'm gonna call it right now, and I'm only saying this not because I'm trying to be a jerk about it, but because we need to acknowledge the history here. This man, you know, has a record already of like getting with some of them and then breaking up with them a few months later. I can guarantee you the biggest coat writer, whatever she said, tail writer, whatever, will be her. Like, I can almost guarantee that she's gonna make endless videos after she gets over her depression or something like that. It's gonna be like Chelsea 2.0. You can tell already just by watching this video, right? So that part right there didn't make any sense, right? And I've heard basically trying to hit people like my dude, I think is the username, or my guy, and then, you know, probably even me and stuff like that, of like talking about my water. Like, that's literally our job. If I'm considering myself a social commentator, excuse me. That's what I do. Modern Warrior right now is just equals to views and entertainment. My viewers here on TikTok and there on YouTube, they want to be entertained. It's not that serious. You're acting like this guy is like the Dalai Lama or something. Like, chill out, right? Chill out. Now, when it comes to her saying that, oh, I didn't report him, didn't you open up your video by saying my dear friend? Like, probably one of your BFFs, right? That was getting married. Isn't that what you said? So you're going to tell me that your BFF, out of his own free will, got this guy fired. Okay, he's not a child. Sure, he's 19. That's not a child. What? Right? So, of course, with that video, right, you had creators like on Karen, right? Who left here, let me show you guys real quick. Who left a comment right on her video, which was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. I gotta give it to on Karen. Here, let me show you guys. Let me show everybody on TikTok real quick. So she put on there Thomas Jones. I said Candyman. So if you guys don't know the reference to that, it's from a movie. What is it? The 90s, guys, right? The 90s movie where if you said the name Candyman to a mirror 3 times, like the Candyman would appear. It's a villain. He would have killed people. Side note: I still cannot say Candyman to the mirror 3 times. That's just weird. I know it's not real, but it's real up here. But anyway, it's kind of weird. But you know, it was a nice little clapback, right, from on Karen. But really, like, this is what this has stooped down to, right? For anybody that still has like this unbroken respect for Lance, like this right here, right? That on Karen shares like a problem that she had in school with her kid being left in feces, and like this is what you're gonna do, God. But everyone else that's riding Lance's coattails, everyone else is wrong, and just the clout chasing. Like, what are you talking about? You and Modern Warrior should have like more dialogue. I feel like you guys should talk more. Somebody please go tell on Jones, excuse me, Miss Jones, that they should talk more. They really, they should have more conversations, because it's not healthy right now so far. But that's what's been happening. I've had some people tag me in videos of like, yo, what's happening with on Karen, and that's what's happening. That's what it is. You know, on Karen shared a traumatic, tragic thing that happened to her child, and Lance, obviously, from what you can saw from iSpeak, and excuse me, and Miss Jones, they're trying to talk about coattail writers, right? But whatever. All right. Let's move on to something that's a little bit more, I don't know, juicy, entertaining maybe. So if you guys haven't seen this, there's these videos floating around of this kiss. I hope I don't get claimed, because some of these videos have like audio that I don't think I can have. But I'm going to show it to you guys anyways. Check it out. I'm going to mute most of these. I'm sorry, I got to mute him. So there. If you guys have seen this video already about supposedly, I'll play it one more time, of Bad Bunny, a rapper, basically kissing up on a fan, right? That's one of the aftermath videos. The original video that went viral was this one right here. Now, there is more to just like a rapper kissing up on a fan. All right, again, I'll show it to you guys one more time. They're gonna take a selfie, maybe a kiss on the cheek, and then she like turns around and like slaps someone on him, and people are saying, "Oh, look at his face right here." You know, he's like, "Whoa, chick, like, what is your problem?" Right, like there. Okay. Obviously, that wasn't the case, because the guy went back later to try to like rub on her more, right? Now, before I show you guys the rest of the videos, because there are videos of the girlfriend's ex-fiance or something that came out and basically like out her. Let me say this. So I personally don't think this is essay, as many people are trying to like overblow this. Like, oh, it's not the same if the roles were reversed. Well, listen, guys. If the roles were reversed, it's a very complicated thing to say when it comes down to this guy and his history with fans. Before, I don't know, here on YouTube or TikTok, you guys get crazy because you guys are like Bad Bunny fans. Hey, if you're really a fan, okay, and if you're not, you'll know, by the way, that this guy has a history of like kissing fans and grabbing up on them and stuff like that. He's not an angel and innocent guy. I'm not calling him a predator, but the guy totally like, you know, like this is what he does. It's just like this particular video, for one reason or another, went mega viral for some reason, because they're like, oh, you know, he just wanted a kiss on the cheek, and like she totally like, you know, did that one trick. I mean, you see it sometimes in like prank videos, which they're totally staged, of like, you know, they go for the cheek on the, you know, the kiss on the cheek, and it's like, oh, they turn right, whatever. This right here wasn't that, my guys. I'm sorry. This is a guy that he will get all up in his the girl fan specifically. And what do the girlfriends do? I'm going to show you what the girl fans do. Not all, but many of them. Check this out. Check this video out. Look at this video. This is a fan dancing, by the way, right? With that's Bad Bunny, the artist. Watch her hand. Watch her hand. There. Watch your hand again. Right there. Okay? I mean, that's what this guy does. Like, it's getting up in the crowd, all up in, and then getting kisses, and, you know, maybe his hands are not as wild as they used to be because, hey, now he has money, now he can get sued. But that's his thing, right? And that he's not the only one. So in this case, in my opinion, no, the guy's not a victim. But that's not where this, like, tea ends. The fiance came out, right, and just dragged the girlfriend. And then a lot of people got pissed off with the fiance. Because, like, oh, how can you do that to a woman? Like, that's totally messed up. Like, you're an asshole. It's like, really? Well, he's the one that technically got cheated on. Oh, it was just a kiss. Male fragility. Nah. You got me effed up, man. Like, anybody on any of my lives right now, TikTok or YouTube, telling me that it's okay if your fiance, you know, girlfriend or boyfriend, doesn't matter which one, is kissing up on a famous person. I don't give a shit that they're famous. No, it's a problem. Like, it's a problem. I'm gonna have a problem with it if my wife goes out to a concert. Like you're about to hear right now, the guy's you know, account of what happened, and you try to come back home, and then all these videos are circling social media of like you kissing up on dudes. Like, nah, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be happy about it. But check it out. This is what the fiance had to say. Oh, let me unmute it. I'm
like, you're fucking with me.
Hold on.
Like,
let me restart it.
Then they ask if you want to go out. I'm like, stop fucking around. I put on my clothes. I'm like, you're fucking with me. And she's like, Bad Bunny kissed me. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm like, what the fuck? And she showed me the video, the one I sent you, but not even the whole thing. She cut it in half and showed it to me. And then I'm like, revert video to original. I'm like, well, let's see the whole fucking video first of all. I seen it and I'm like, oh. So you cropped the video to show it to me as if he literally grabbed your face and kissed you and you had no idea what was going on. And then later on, I started seeing the videos of her fucking bending over and making out with him, her friend grabbing his fucking dick. I started seeing everything.
Yeah. I saw that video too. There's a girl that they record.
Yeah, Cat. Yeah, I know all of them.
Oh, so they were together.
I picked them up from the fucking airport, bro.
They were together.
I picked them up from the airport. Her, Shada, and fucking Ellie, and Kate. Kat, I picked them up from the airport. I know them. I know all of them. I know their husbands, their boyfriends.
Like, that's messed up. Like, the guy even references allegedly let me switch the camera here for the guys on TikTok. For the people on TikTok. So he references that same girl, her friend was the one grabbing on that artist's junk. You know what I mean? Like, so this poor idiot goes to the airport, picks up the girlfriend, like, probably like, hi, baby, like, good to see you. How was your vacation? Or how was the concert? Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, yeah, it was great. Of course, in that particular moment, that video had not gone viral. Right? And the guy is, like, in the background, like, oh, whatever, okay, cool. And then she goes out and tells the boyfriend, the fiance, whatever, oh, Bad Bunny was totally kissing me. And that's one thing that I want you guys to take away with right now. All right? I've never been one to woman bash. Like, again, I said it before, I'm a father of 2 young ladies. One of they're going to be young women. I'm very much on a big proponent of like women rights, women empowerment. Like, I'm all there for that, okay? But I will say this. It's a very dangerous thing, okay? To have somebody come out and say like the husband or this guy is saying, the wife did, or the fiance, whatever she is, oh, Bad Bunny kissed me, right? Like Bad Bunny did that to me. Because if there weren't all these videos, how many times have you guys heard, whether it be Joe Schmoes or somewhat celebrities get out and get accused? Sure, sometimes it's real, right? Actually, most of the time it's real. But how many times is it not real and it's BS? And the way she's trying to pose it to this guy, it's like, yeah, some guy kissed up on me. And I just show you guys videos, right, where that wasn't true. It's not true. Like, he went for a kiss and she went for the lips. And then there's a second video, the first one I showed you guys, where she went in for like a re-kill. But she goes back to the husband and it's like, oh my God, somebody's totally on me. It's dangerous. And that's what I've been speaking about before, about telling your young minds around you, like, you cannot bullshit about things like that, right? You cannot lie about things like that, right? It is up to us, the older, people, not like elders, like freaking 67-year-olds. Oh, like just people around my age group, a little older, right? That we're more experienced, that we can tell folks like, hey, or young minds, like, don't do shit like that. You can destroy someone's life, right? Because she wants to cover her ass. Of course, that video comes out, goes viral. It's inevitable that guys saw it. And there is a part 2 to it where he goes on to talk more about like the shit that she tried to do. I can't show it because it has like music, and I'm already scared that this video is going to be taken down. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that shit like that can happen. Yeah, that's insane. That's all that is on the Bad Bunny, but I do have one more video to show you guys. For those of you guys that are sticking around, I didn't put it on my thumbnail. It's about a movie that's going to come out soon, but I want to share it with you guys because I am profoundly against it. And I didn't want to make this video just about that because I did not want to get the wrong message out there. But this video is insane. It made the cut to this video, to this live, because I just saw it, and I think it's kind of nuts. Check this out.
This message is to all our would-be accomplices and white allies. This message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio. If you really want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause, do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go, and then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. That is your job. You can go see it on another weekend. Go see it on the second or third weekend. But the first weekend, that's for us. To do anything other than this is anti-black.
To do anything other than this is anti-black. How many times do we have to have videos like these come out of people doing something as pathetic as that and saying that they're not racist, right? That's not them being racist. And gaslighting individuals that they consider white to go do whatever bidding they want. Like, this is insane, right? This video, by the way, by the time I saw it, it was kind of picking up steam. I think now it has gone, if you can say, viral, right? Viral, whatever. This is beyond insane and pathetic, right? And because there's so many people in those comment section, by the way, saying like, essentially like, the whole like, yes, queen, and all that crap. Check these comments out, right? I'm going to put them up here for the people on YouTube. Give me a second, people on TikTok. And let me show you guys this. So these are some of the comments that were on there, right? Like, check this out. Right? The comments are, genuine question. What about Latin Americans? Right? And she says, this was specifically for white people. Right? I didn't mention the Latine, which I fucking hate that term. Fam, because y'all should be in there with us. Really? Really? Because let me tell you something. I have, and I've said this before, relatives in my family that are as white as you can probably imagine, but they're Mexican. Because, history. So should they wait outside as well? Even though many of these family members, by the way, that are as white as Snow White, they don't speak a lick of English. They hardly speak any English, all broken English. They should wait outside as well? Like, that was insane. Right? But you have this Latina here, and I'm assuming she's Latina, asking for permission. Like, that to me was just insane. And then, it continued with other comments, right? Comments like this one right here, agree, right? You have people saying, agree. Opening Wiccan is not for me or any who look like me. Like, the pandering is insane, right? The pandering to people and their feelings about this whole situation is insane to me. Like, no. As someone, you know, because if she has a voice or whatever in this, I have one as well. As a Latino, I will tell you, if you're white, if you're one of my white audiences, go watch a goddamn movie if you want to watch it. Do I think that there possibly is a risk of like a white supremacist taking action, you know, against either black people or people of color in these movies? Possibly, but isn't that every day? Isn't that any goddamn supermarket? Isn't that for anywhere nowadays, at least in the United States? That can happen. That's crazy, right? But if you're white, you want to watch Black Panther, go watch the goddamn movie. Like, just go watch it. Like, you don't need anybody's permission to go watch a movie, and it doesn't make you racist or anti-black, as this creator is saying, because you want to watch a movie. Like, that's pathetic. Like, that's what society's coming to, right? Insane. But anyways, I thought it was interesting to see that. Dumb, definitely. But yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. I'll leave it at that. As always, let me thank you guys, for those of you guys that are still remaining on here, for watching the show today. For anybody that comes back and watch it, thank you for watching the show. I'm gonna make a very small, you know, announcement. That is, I'm gonna set it now because I want to see it in the future come to fruition. And that is when I get to like 1K average viewers, I want to see if I can create jobs. I don't know how much money I'll make, right, off 1 or 2K. I don't need a lot of money, but I want to create jobs. That's a big thing for me. So when I get my lives, whether it be TikTok or YouTube, preferably YouTube, to like 1K people watching regularly, I want to create jobs. And one of those jobs would be creative jobs, right? People that can either do like boards, you know, switching on boards, you know, we can do it over VM mix, whatever, Skype, whatever, and other stuff. So, you know, it's one of those things that I want to leave on this video so that one day I can look back and be like, oh, shit, I said that some time ago, whether it be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, who knows? But that's what I have. That's what I have coming. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. For everybody that has stuck through the whole thing, I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have the rest of your evening.